All right, guys, so today we're taking a look at the Heybike Alpha. And this is an interesting bike because you'll notice one thing that's missing. Now, this is an electric bike, but what I'm missing here is the fact that there's nothing in the front, nothing in the back, in the form of a powertrain that's actually making this bike move. The powertrain is actually found in the pedal gear. That's why it's called the mid-drive. So what ends up happening is, as I'm pedaling, it is contributing to my pedal. So for example, I'm right now pedaling lightly. You notice that my breath isn't really getting exhausted in any way. I can still breathe pretty good. And I'm right now pedaling 10 miles an hour. And if I were to change the speed, which I will right here, I should experience a little surge in power contributing to my pedal. So right now, it's still going 12 miles an hour, and I'm telling you, I'm not putting in any effort. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the gear on my bike, and all of a sudden now it's picking up a little bit more. So the cool thing about this bike is that if you're looking for an electric bike that doesn't look like an electric bike, like this one doesn't, and you want to be able to ride it like a normal bike, and when riding that bike, that means that you're pedaling and you're actually able to get some assistance, then this is gonna be a cool bike for you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pedal a little bit more, and you can see how I'm coming up to 20 miles an hour, right? That was not hard. It does have a throttle, a twist throttle on the side, which is gonna give you some power, right? It's not designed to really give you the type of speed and power of a full electric bike, but if you wanna cruise and you want to be able to kind of just enjoy the ride without having to pedal, you could do that as well. But I have to tell you that even at the highest gears, like right now, let's see, what gear am I on? I think I'm on 5 or 6. Let me see. All right, so that's even the highest gear. It is easy to ride, super easy to ride because of that power. Now, you're gonna get, check this out, 60 miles on this. And that's because of the human and then also obviously the energy combination, right? You're pedaling and it's also supplying power. 60. It has great cable management. You can see that you don't see any of the cables really outside of what you have in here, and they're tucked away real nicely. I like that this bar is pretty low, right? So while this is not one of those step throughs, it's still an easy bike for you to ride on, get on and off. It has a very, very colorful, easy to see display, and they also have a smart app too. So it does come with a smart app. And 5 speeds, 5. So 5 speeds that it has for pedal assist. And you can see right now I'm not pedaling, and this is the speed I'm at. I'm right now cruising around 15 miles an hour according to the speedometer. We'll see how true that is to the GPS. The shock absorbers, are great. Tires are 26x4s, so they're going to give you really, really nice grip. But then also more, and even more important than the ride, is the actual traction that you get. So this is an all-terrain bike. This you can use dirt, sand, gravel, if you think about it. Fortunately, I'm in the Chicago area. Not a lot of that, right, that I could go through. And it is also a double hydraulic brake system, one in the front, one in the back. And I'll tell you, the brakes are very responsive. They're buttery. They're like, is the best way I can put it, buttery brakes, which doesn't make a lot of sense because it wouldn't stop if there was too much butter, but it's smooth, super smooth. So I really like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how fast I can go. So this is the highest gear. Let me see if I can put it on the most difficult gear on the bike. And check out my speed. I am right now cruising at 25 miles an hour, 26 miles an hour, 26.5, 26.6, and I am talking and I'm pedaling, and I am not out of breath. That's what we're talking about, mid-drive. Power, not just with your legs, but with electric. Very, very nice. Now, from a braking perspective, the braking is very responsive. Haven't had any issues with the brakes. Again, the actual shock is adjustable. I really, really like it. The saddle is nice, feels good, and it's adjustable. And I think you could go up to 267 pounds on this bike, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're a heavier rider, guess what? This is gonna work for you. And because it's a cargo bike, you can see based on the back, If you are going to be carrying cargo, 267 is going to be a person and a lot of goodies. So if you want to use this in the summer for Uber Eats, just, you know, having your side hustle, this will work, right? And then you don't want to pedal, you just go full electric like I am right now. I'm just cruising, got my throttle turned, and let the bike just take me where I have to go. You can do that too. I think that's pretty cool. Check that out. Very, very nice. The bike also has a horn, and it also has left and right turning signals, which is really nice. So if I'm going to go left or if I'm going to go right, I can actually put on the turning signals, and people behind me will know what direction I'm turning. All right, so we're going to do a speed test now. Human and electric combined. Let's see how well we do. All right, it says we're hitting 22 miles an hour, 24, 25. And I'm going to continue to talk so you can see that I'm hitting 27 miles an hour according to this speedometer, and I'm not breathless. So this is pretty good. You can see my legs. It says 25 miles. This says 29, so we're a little off by 4 miles, but still pretty nice.
Now, the Heybike Alpha is an all-terrain bike, and you can see it based on the construction, the tires. This thing is a big, stocky bike, and it has a lot of great features that I know that all of you are going to like. It comes in two colors. It comes in white and black, and here we have the actual black version, or like a dark gray to it. And the powertrain in this is very different. We reviewed these type of bikes before. What you'll notice is that in the back, you have no power in the back, and in the front, you have no power either. This, if someone were to look at this, or you were to take it to get serviced in a bike shop, this is going to be serviced just like a normal bike. There's no power, there's no cables, nothing connecting the back tire, and there's no power, no cables connecting the front tire. Just standard things that you'd find on a bike. You notice that you have your, again, your gear shifter on the back, or your carriage exchange. You have also your disc brake system there. So there's really nothing here. This is like standard stuff. And that's because the powertrain is found there. So if you look at that area right there, right by where you would pedal, that's where the powertrain. So this is considered what they call a mid-drive bike. In my mind, I sometimes look at this as a stealth e-bike, because when you look at it at first, it looks like it may be an e-bike, but it's missing all those cues of it being an e-bike. So there's some things that will give it away, as we'll see in a couple seconds. 28-mile total top speed, 60-mile range. The tires are 26 by 4, so really beefy tires, 26-inch, 4-inch wide, 680-watt battery capacity. And this bike is going to be able to carry a max load of 400 pounds. This is probably one of the most, I would say, from a capacity perspective, one of the highest rated bikes that we've reviewed in a very long time when it comes to capacity. Now, while that could mean that it can support a very heavy rider, it also means that this back area right here can be used for, again, carrying many things. So if you think about groceries, I know people that are using e-bikes for like Uber Eats and for delivery services. All those things can take place because of the actual towing capacity that you have here. Now, the powertrain on this is going to be really unique, because the way this works is, as you're pedaling, it's contributing to your, again, to your riding experience, right? Because really, the only power that you're going to get is what that chain delivers. So as you pedal, you get more. And it has a torque sensor. It basically is going to give you a very unique ride. It's going to be more natural. It's not going to be the kind of bike that you just sit back and push a button, because it's going to be human contributes, but the amount of power that you get is not going to be significant based on, you know, how the technology works. So this is going to be an easy ride. The other thing I like about this is going to be this area here. You see how low that bar is? It has a step through or step over frame kind model, right? So you have the step throughs where that bar is completely gone, and then you just go through, or you step over, but that's a really low step over. So I like the fact that it's that low. The Shimano system is the Shimano Atlas 8-speed. You can see that right there in the back. And basically you have hydraulic brakes. This is, you know, thumbs up for that. Love that. And that's going to be able to give you, again, great stopping power. The tires, as we mentioned, were 26 by 4. They're going to give you a really nice, I would say, ride, because the wider the tires and also the size of the tires are going to give you more grip, and it's also just going to give you a really nice experience. Now, this is an app-enabled bike, so it does have an app, and you'll be able to use that app to update the firmware and do all that stuff. It basically has a front hydraulic suspension system as well. So let's just go through it so you can see what's going on here. Here you can see the actual powertrain, standard Shimano gear system, right? You can see this is a really heavy duty rack system with a tie down. You get saddlebags, you can get other stuff, you can get a basket. Really nice saddle here, right? Adjustable. You can raise it and lower it. You can see how larger this area here is where your gears, or at least your pedals are, and that's because that's your mid-drive motor. You can see how hidden that is. And then I have this type, which is still a step over, but not quite high, which is going to be really easy for you to get on and off. We haven't yet, this is literally after the unboxing, so we haven't ridden it yet. You have your braking system, so you can see I still have a lot of the cards and stuff like on it. You can see how nice the cable management is. It has a very bright front headlight. By the way, it does have a right and left turn marker. You have worry-free fenders, really grippy tires. We'll turn around. You can see right there your disc brake system. You have your shock system here, and it is adjustable, so it has an adjustment button right there. And here you have your locking mechanism for your battery. Power right there. You know, pedals as you would expect. Kickstand right there. Just haven't taken off the plastic or the paper yet. And as we go up to the top here, let's take a look at what we have here in the form of controls. So the control side, basically, this is for your gear, your power, which power you're distributing, memory, you have your turning signal, and you have your horn. I'm going to turn it on. There's a little button right here that will turn on. Watch this. So now it's on. That is a colorful display, right? Here you have where you can change, you know, pedal assist modes. So you can see all your pedal assists up to 5, and you can lower it. You do have your turning signal. So when I do that, so you notice here, which is really cool, just like a car, you see it there, and then you can see it there. Now you can see what's going on here in the headlight, right? And then if I go here in the back, you can see that that's also taking place. It's there. Oop, I press the horn, so you can see switching from side to side. And all you have to do is tap it one more time. So very, very nice display. Going to be really informational. This is going to be really easy to read. Cable management is superb. Notice no cables. Everything is hidden, right? So everything gets tucked away here and is hidden inside. You do have keys that you can use to, let's see, right there. Here's your keys to take out the battery. And then you can see how bright that front light is. This is really, really bright. All in all, this is a fantastic looking bike. Now, you do have some screws there, so if you want to put like bottle and stuff like that, you can unscrew that and put a bottle holder. This one didn't come with that. But all in all, this is a gorgeous looking bike, but it's also really stocky. It's like, it just looks really beefy. Love the look. Now on this side, you have a couple things going on. Here's your gear shifter, which is on the bottom. You also then have your throttle right here. So it's a turn throttle, not a thumb throttle. So this side is not throttle. This side is. And you have your brakes, your hydraulic brakes right here. So really, really nice. Like the way this is. I like that it's on the bottom here. You can change your gears. And again, everything is really nicely placed here. The one thing I wish this had was wrist supports. No wrist supports, as you can see that. Or rather, not wrist supports, palm supports, where you can rest your palm as you're riding. But besides that, this is a pretty complete and solid solution.
So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.